Welcome to Weekly Geek Speak. I'm Andrew.
I'm Scott.
And I'm Steve.
And we're a weekly geek podcast. Coming in your ears all the time, constantly, every week. You can't stop us.
Where's it keep coming from? We're coming that much.
How do we have so much to talk about? How do we keep doing this? I don't know, but you're still here.
Hi.
Don't stop.
If they don't stop after that, they'll not going anywhere. We're safe.
Please do subscribe if you enjoy us. Please do subscribe and rate us on iTunes. We're also on Stitcher, Spreaker, on Podcast Land. On top of that, we have a YouTube channel.
YouTube?
YouTube? It is a YouTube.
Oztube.
Because
It's a YouTube.
It's more a YouTube, Scott.
It's WeTube.
I'd like it to be more WeTube.
I want it to be WeTube. I keep bringing it up.
We should get together and do it.
Let's do
it.
a WeTube.
But anyway, in the meantime, the Amusement Arcade is the main show on there at the moment, which is Scott and Dan playing games. Now, I know you've been recording today, so you've got a lot in your sandwich box to hurl out at the passers-by over the next few weeks.
Yeah.
It's a weird metaphor that I went with.
Yeah, well, it's kind of apt. It feels apt.
So can you tell us what Baby Bells and cheese sandwiches you're hurling at people? There's a lot of dairy in his diet, apparently.
Is there any Panda Pops in there?
Oh God, do you remember Panda Pop? Sorry, Steve's derailing me with nostalgic throwbacks. We played John Cena's Sexy High School Adventure.
Yes!
Sorry. Kitty Powers Matchmaking.
Okay.
I Am Bread.
You are bread.
Hear me roar. Mario Kart. You might not have heard of that one.
No.
Which Mario Kart?
8. Spoilers, worst game of Mario Kart I've ever played.
What?
I'm good at Mario Kart and no one's ever going to know.
Oh, I see.
Is it Sonic 3 syndrome?
It's Sonic 3. Honestly, if you're good at a game and then you introduce the small element of recording it and talking to your friend and everything goes wrong. It's amazing how the paradigm shift.
That's how I feel about the podcast. I'm good with words, and you put a microphone in front of me, and
just
my shit.
Well,
wait, what?
No offence, Steve, but we do talk to you when we.
Sorry, wait,
if anything, you're better. That's what scares us.
Awesome. Well, check us out YouTube, Weekly Geek Speak on YouTube, search, and also follow us at Weekly Geek Speak, and on Facebook we're facebook.com Weekly Geek Speak, the hub of all these Weekly Geek Speak. There we go. So how have we been?
I'm okay. I'm a bit tired, but it's not a bad tired. It's hello. Tired.
Hello.
I don't know what.
And you're not going to crash on this, are you? Again, go into a
silent.
coma.
No.
I'm not another bumpy goose where I just read on my own. Not
It's
again.
okay. I've just been on. I've been fucking on it all day. That's all. I'm nailing it.
On it.
When you nail it 24/7 like I do, it just gets to you eventually.
I bet.
I'm feeling good.
We can, if any of the listeners who listened post credits after the last episode, we didn't keep Mike on. We gave him a trial back, but Steve did win. It came down to points.
Yeah.
It came down to money. Steve didn't ask for anything.
Yeah.
In fact, he pays us.
Yeah.
Please let me be on the podcast.
So if anyone can up his offer.
No. What? No. Like,
What?
£3.26 is a nice amount.
It is, but someone might offer.
Dove! No.
What?
People have more money than me.
I
Stop
know.
it.
I know. That's why I'm actively
Stop
calling
it.
them.
Steve pays for our hosting.
He does. He should. I'm joking, Steve. You bring heart and soul.
And likability.
Yeah. But if you weren't here, it'd be two embittered geeks who think their opinion's worth more than it is. Talking slightly over each other about the same things.
And instead it's two embittered geeks shouting at a man who can't defend himself.
Yeah.
Right.
Which gives the audience someone to root for.
Yeah.
Namely us, as we bat it.
Fuck the underdog.
Well, we're going to play Recommend Decommend now. So, Steve, if you would kindly tell the listeners what that all about.
What's it all about? Well, we bring all the films that we've watched in the interim between recording, and we pitch maybe our highest rated one, maybe one that we think people should know about that doesn't get enough love that we've watched that we really enjoyed and we think should be recommended. We pitch them out and we vote on each other's, and the ultimate one wins the recommend, and then we pitch the lowest rated or the worst film that we've watched and we sell it how we want and pitch it, and that becomes the decommend. And in the case of a tie, we throw it out to you on Twitter, which we haven't had to do for a while, touch wood, but it happens.
Oh, you've gone and done it, haven't you?
Oh, I know.
You've gone and bloody done it.
Well, I feel a little bit bad this week because I'm fair. I'm a fair person.
You haven't gone first for a while.
I haven't gone first, and it is looking back because Steve 2 times ago was first, and it was you last time, and you got the.
I wouldn't question it.
So it's me first,
Okay.
and you'll be wondering why. What's the fuss about? We jointly watched probably the worst film I've seen in a very long time.
He wants to make sure he wins decommend, and he has. So
Or has he?
I don't know.
Yes, he has. Spoilers.
No, has he?
We'll see.
Has he?
But yeah, I am starting this week.
What did you do?
I'll kick off. I'll start with our recommend, and recommends the best film, or the one we'd most like to recommend to the audience. It's our choice, really. I've watched 12 films. I like my cheesy horror, and this was on the Horror Channel. And already you're going, oh, it's an ironic pick by Andrew because he likes Wolf Cop. He brought that, and that was silly, stupid. But this one really, it was from I think it's the 80s. It was recommended actually by Say Yeah Flash, Simon Robertson, and he said, oh, check it out. I can't remember what the original. It was a long time ago when I actually recorded it. It was a good few months ago. But I actually sat down and watched The Deadly Spawn. And it is a very low budget horror film from the 80s. I think it is 80s. But not much happens in the sense that a meteor crashes to Earth and then aliens invade this house, and there's goings on in this house, and there's not much to it. The acting isn't great in there, but what is really commendable is the effects in this film. It looked brilliant, and it's genuinely fun, and I can't quite believe that this film isn't up there with some of the greats.
Right.
I would have watched this film and thought that it would be synonymous with the sci-fi horror genre because the creatures are that great and the premise is so silly and fun, but it doesn't go over the top with it. It's not like, oh, I'm silly and fun. It is a genuine horror film.
Done.
But basically, this family, this creature crawls from the asteroid and breeds in the basement. You've got this 8-foot monster with teeth. And then like little heads coming off it. It has no eyes and things, and it's been eating the family. And there's some great things that happen in there. But apparently, in the trivia, the girl there who was supposed to survive till the end, because the female does in these situations, but she got a job offer somewhere else. So all of a sudden, in the middle of all this stuff going on, you're halfway through this film, another woman just appears and goes, "Hi, I've come round." Okay. This other woman gets off, thrown out the window, her head bitten off. So like, wait a minute, the girl we've been following for the whole film has just been off. But this other one goes through finish. It has nothing to do.
Oh wow! Okay.
I really like that. It subverts horror tropes.
Unintentionally subverts it, and the ending is just brilliant. I really enjoyed it because we got to the end and I'm like, okay, this is going on a bit. We've solved the problem here, and then it delivers a brilliant ending, which I think is fantastic.
Okay.
It's up there. It should be in the same breath as Tremors and things for me, but for some reason it isn't. I've not heard of it. Maybe people have, and it's just missed my radar. But I really think a low-budget, silly, throwaway, fun horror film, which should, and this is why I'm bringing it to recommend, because I would recommend anyone who enjoys it, even like Scott who likes Evil Dead, I would say, give this film a watch, you'll love it. It's funny, it's stupid, and it's very much the same kind of thing as Evil Dead, low budget, silly. Yeah, exactly. And Steve, you've got the same mentality as me when it comes to that kind of film, so you love it. And anyone out there, even if it doesn't get picked by us, I would recommend you give it a watch, because thank you as well to Simon for saying watch it, and because it was a great watch. But anyway, that's mine. It might be a risky move, but
Yeah, sounds good.
Biscuit for a biscuit.
So we'll move to you now, Steve.
To me.
Yeah.
Okay. So I managed to watch 9-10 films, all very high scoring. Well, a couple of it, mainly very high scoring.
I always find the beginning bit weirdly braggy. So it's like I've watched
What?
82 films and all of them are good.
Following one? No, but except maybe.
I just find it's something that's developed over time. It's just weirdly interesting.
But it's almost sort of saying, I've watched this many, but out of all of this was the worst.
I get it. There's no shame.
No, I'm just.
I actively choose on the day, though. I think it's very rare they actually come and I go, I've decided what I'm going to bring, unless it's this week's Decommend, which is piss easy.
I don't.
But is it?
Most weeks I didn't even keep a list. It's quite a new phenomenon.
It's kind of nice to keep a list that will look back and then go, God, I've watched that many films this year. It's nice.
It's more I can't trust my memory if I don't put it down.
Yeah.
I'll just sit there going, I'm not watching anything apart from those 4 things I can't remember.
I wanted to give a special... I'm not bringing it as my recommend because I watched something that I'd like to bring instead. But I just want to give a quick special mention to Cobain Montage of Heck. Fascinating. I've written tragic genius documentary, 8 out of 10. Go see it. I didn't realise it's on DVD and streaming as well as in the cinema. So it's just here it is. But really interesting look at Kurt Cobain and his life, and it's really raw, really interesting story. So it's not my recommend, but I do want to chuck it as a special mention just because.
And on that point, if you are a Sheffield or South Yorkshire based listener and you have heard of Docfest, they are screening at Docfest and they are having a Q&A with the creator of it, and it's definitely
cool.
With a watch. I should think I'll be watching it there.
Yeah.
Go there, come as you are.
Nice. But based on that, the one that I did watch, I watched Kill Your Darlings, is my recommend.
Is that the one with Harry Potter?
It is indeed. Set in the 1940s, there's a murder which draws together the great poets of a generation, Allen Ginsberg, Jack Kerouac and William S. Burroughs. Allen Ginsberg is played by Harry Potter, who does a really good job. Again, I've seen him in Horns and this, and again I'm going, alright, okay, he's starting to prove himself. Jack Kerouac's played by Dane DeHaan, who does...
Really
Proved himself in 8 Harry Potter films.
Did he? Right.
He proved he was alive.
Yeah.
Did he? I'm not sure quite...
Mark Wahlberg syndrome. But he was good, and Dane DeHaan as Jack Kerouac was just brilliant, flitting from dark to happy to just all over the place.
He's very quickly
incredible.
becoming a Sam Rockwell for me, someone who appears in films and kind of begins to steal them a little
He's
bit.
great in Chronicle. I liked his Harry Osborn. Just badly written.
Compared to Electra, though, is that different?
Yeah.
I will kill him, scratch him, dubstep, baby.
And then you've got Michael C. Hall, who was Dexter. Seeing him as William S. Burroughs, seeing him in something that's not Dexter with a beard, and he did a really good job as well.
Have you ever watched Gamer?
No. Oh yes, I have.
Well,
I forgot he was in that.
Yeah.
Doesn't he have a little sing song for no
He has
reason?
a dance number,
I
yeah.
forgot he was in that.
He has a dance number. And he has a southern accent as well, really odd. Like
Gamer was surprisingly really good. Like I thought it was one of those that would be naff and a bit like nice concept, badly done, but it was a really good.
I really liked it.
Yeah.
I remember thinking it was average, but I can't remember anything of it, so I might need to revisit it. It's been years. I saw it in the cinema, I think.
But yeah, Kill Your Darlings, knew nothing about it. Again, got sick of the whole scrolling through Netflix syndrome. Just went, that. Really solid, really strong 8 out of 10. It's just following this murder and this love triangle between Ginsberg, Kerouac and S. Burroughs. And apparently it says based on a true story. How based, I don't know. I'm intrigued, I need to look that up. But really strong, really powerful performances by all of them, and just a really entertaining thing. The thing that let it down is it's set in the 40s and the soundtrack's incredible. It's the backdrop of the 40s with a great soundtrack. And then there's a couple of tracks, modern day tracks, just thrown in. And who did the soundtrack for this? Like,
did you have a problem with Tarantino doing it with Django?
It just didn't work in this context. It was really noticeable. I didn't notice it with Django, so that's how. But it just like suddenly there's this sweeping guitar-y type.
But was he an artistic point?
Just seemed out of place, and it did it twice, so that let it down a bit. But it's still a really solid 8, and great performances from all of them, and proving that Harry Potter's kind of breaking away from the Harry Potter role and doing some more interesting things.
Because he can't do it anymore. There are no more books.
No more books. You know. But yeah,
for now.
Oh yeah, there are more books.
Yeah. So Kill Your Darlings, Camp Mysterious Potter, 8 out of 10.
Camp Mysterious Potter.
Yeah.
Hello.
Is that the
Wiggly Wiggly Woo?
Expelliarmus.
Yeah.
I'll expel your armus.
Oh, and it's got Elizabeth Olsen in it.
Trying to get my vote.
Special mention.
Scott,
let me have a look at my little list.
How many films have you watched?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Cool, that's high for you.
That is.
That is very condescending.
You're a busy man.
You are.
I watched Age of Ultron again, or as my autocorrect put it, Age of Ultranationalist.
Okay.
But I don't know if that's the best one I've seen. I watched a documentary about WWE's NXT that was good. I think the best film I've watched is probably Aladdin. It's one jump ahead of the red line.
It is.
One step ahead of the
Ahead of the game, curve, ball,
goal
thing.
I don't know.
So what was he in?
Aladdin Pain.
Okay.
Oh.
Aladdin Sane was the David Bowie thing.
Oh.
Should have gone with that.
Wasn't
Hindsight
it?
jokes
Oh.
in it. Yeah, Aladdin, it sells itself, doesn't it? It's part of the Disney Renaissance of the early 90s. Robin Williams, that's his voiceover rebirth. It's one of the absolute classic Disney films. One of the best video game movie. I always like the Aladdin game for the Sega Genesis.
Why don't you play
I
it on the
prefer-
amusement arcade?
I preferred the Lion King game, if I'm honest.
It was the Can't Wait to Be King level where you have to roll
Yeah.
at the monkeys. It's
Yeah,
too
it's
difficult.
horrible.
That spoils
It's
the
horrible.
whole game.
But if you ever got past that to the level with the Stampede, that was
The rest of the game was awesome.
not possible.
But anyway, I don't know. I just think it's one of the classic Disney films. It sells itself. All the iconic songs. It opened up a whole new world.
There you go. So I'll
Okay.
vote then. I've got Kill Your Darlings and Aladdin. I was struggling to think of a song from Aladdin
Prince Ali, Mighty is He, Ali of Balboa.
because I really don't like Aladdin.
Why?
It's not my Disney.
Oh God! It's because he's never had a friend like me.
I normally join in. I'm at a loss.
Um,
I'm sorry.
If I've got Kill Your Darlings and Aladdin, I never got on with Aladdin. Even as a kid, it wasn't my Disney film. No mermaids or lions.
It's true, but it's the middle one between those two that's good.
No, I can't get on board with it. I had the game though. I did have the game.
The game was awesome.
I don't remember much from it. I think I played.
I remember timing your jumps perfectly for when the stones came
Yeah.
out of the Cave of Wonders.
It was very much like Prince of Persia.
That's what I was going to
Yeah.
say. I prefer
Yeah.
Prince of Persia. If we're going to go Arabic games of running around with swords and is it
Team Aladdin.
scythe? No,
Yeah,
those big.
sickle. No,
Like a Saracen.
scythe.
Yeah, the blade,
Yeah.
really cool blade. But Kill Your Darlings has been sitting on my Netflix watch list for ages and ages, and I keep going, oh man, I'll take tonight, and then never get round to it. So I'm going to keep it because it is an easy decision. Kill Your Darlings. Well, for me it is, and I'm going to kill my darlings.
Okay.
Just because it sounds interesting, it's an interesting subject matter. Harry Potter seems to be doing the rest of his name now.
Harry Potter.
Has anyone at any point referred to him by his real name?
Oh, Danny.
Can we censor out? Can you, if we at any point refer to him as proper name, can you
I do.
Beep it out.
specifically record Harry Potter and paste it over the top? Really obviously.
Yeah. Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
So yeah, Kill Your Darlings gets the first vote, which means Steve votes next. You've got The Deadly Spawn or Aladdin.
I'm afraid it's an incredibly easy decision from this corner of the room, this corner of the triangle as well.
Desperate to get
You
it
may
going.
have noticed from the lack of me joining in
I
with you
don't
singing,
be- I
which
don't
I normally
believe
do
this.
for everything.
Oh, he's lost
I,
it. He's lost for the first time in 7
I
weeks. He's going to
completely-
complain
I
again. Oh, the world's
completely-
against me.
I completely didn't join in because Aladdin's not a film that stands out for me. I don't know the
I did
songs,
expect to
and
win, but I just can't believe you're not fans of
I'm
Aladdin.
really not a fan of it either, unfortunately.
Why? Explain yourself.
I
What
don't
is it?
know.
Articulate it.
I don't know.
Crawl into that opinion.
I'm just not like my favourite Disney film for ages was 101 Dalmatians.
Oh God!
I
Oh,
know.
we've sorted it then. He's got no taste.
I don't know why. I just loved 101 Dalmatians.
Were you
That
just
was my
the right age?
yeah.
Well,
And-
you're 87.
And then
when
Lion
that came out.
King, Lion King came along. I saw Aladdin in the cinema. I was blown away by it, the visuals, because it was really, really impressive. And then
Yeah.
I watched it since, and it's. But Lion King holds up. Lion King's great.
Well, Lion
Not
King
really-
is the Disney film. No
Yeah.
one's disputing that.
But I just no. Aladdin's one I saw years ago, and it doesn't really feature on my Disney radar. I've seen it. I
I just find it scandalous.
yeah. Sorry. Whereas the other one...
I expect this of Andrew, Steve, but you...
I know.
You.
And I'm not following suit. I was sat going, Aladdin, I can't join in the songs. I don't know them.
Fine.
I'm not a fan. Oh! So yeah,
It's more, I've never met people who didn't like Aladdin. It's interesting.
It doesn't really do it for me.
It's because we're ultra-nationalists.
You're ultra-nationalist.
You should brought age of ultra-nationalists.
Yeah. But
Coming into my country with his 40 thieves. Oh no, how was the other one? I don't know, different. Nigel Farage.
I wonder why it thinks I want to put ultra. I must have some point put that.
Yeah.
But I wonder why.
You're probably moaning about someone.
Well, yeah, I usually am.
So,
but yeah, so and that sounds brilliant. Like you've made it sound like it should be up there with the classics. You've described awesome practical effects.
I drew a little version
Scary
of a monster
things.
there going,
There's a little monster
It
going,
looks like a
yay.
penis with hands.
It is.
It does.
In fact, my 3-word review for it was when phalluses attack.
So you made it sound like
Soul.
Tremors.
Oh, a fallacy would have been a phallic fallacy.
That's
Phallic fallacy.
Improving on my 3-word review. Sorry.
I don't know why I do this. I'm like a frustrated script editor with no work.
You made it sound like a horror version of Tremors. I rewatched Tremors again as well, which is a solid 8. Ages really well. Yeah, everything about it sounds perfect. I'm sick of watching crappy horror films going, oh god, I knew it would be crap. So it's refreshing to hear that there's still classics out there that I've not seen, and you sold it well. I'm there. Yeah, definitely.
Like Aladdin.
So you...
Sadly, it was the sales pitch didn't quite.
The sales pitch of...
Join in singing. I can't because I don't know the words.
If I was in any other company, that's all I'd need. I'd go Aladdin, drop the mic, and go, and then everyone would have sung for 5 minutes, and then they'd have gone, yeah, you win. And it'd have been a better podcast.
That would have been a whole new world, but unfortunately it wasn't this one. So, are you going to go out of this world with the Deadly Spawn, or some other world pun with Killing Your Darlings? Who are you going to secure it for?
I know little about Kill Your Darlings, actually, if I'm being honest. It's completely evaded me, that.
Yeah, I knew nothing.
I've only vaguely heard of the Deadly Spawn, but you sold it really well, because it sounds like the particular ilk of horror I usually quite enjoy. And you were very passionate about it, and you said a lot of things I really like. And whether it was necessity is the mother of invention, it sounded like it still subverted some horror tropes. I always like a bit of that in my horrors, whilst being fun and not forgetting what it is and having shameless times with it. It sounds right up my alley, so Deadly Spawn. And it also sounds a bit like Spawn.
Yeah?
No, like
Oh, and
Spawn.
also the Deadly Spawn.
Oh. Is that your 3-word review?
Everyone's improving on my story. So here we are, we arrive at what might be the cleanest sweep of a decommend we have, but Steve seems to suggest he's got something up his sleeve. I go first, it's piss easy. We all sat down and thought, wasn't it a bit funny if we watched Jack and Jill?
And it was hilarious.
It was. We were playing Count the Laughs, weren't we?
And
We were.
Steve's got a rule where if he gets to
It's
6
the-
laughs, it's
It's
good.
the Mark Kermode 6 laugh test.
Yeah, and Steve got to 7
I didn't.
laughs.
It got
Steve,
Between me and Lucy and you, between us all.
No, I wasn't.
No,
You're
no.
really embellishing on this, Steve. It was 6 from you.
yeah, what
I saw you tittering.
Steve laughed
You,
6 times.
you laughed.
Steve,
you
I laughed
I
once.
don't think. Did I laugh?
You did.
I laughed once, I think.
You did.
You laughed at the granny
You did
eating
laugh at the
chilies.
granny.
Because it was surreal and nonsense.
More
and
than once.
I don't understand what was happening.
More than once. Anyway.
It was.
We have to
Yeah.
say, Steve, you genuinely did
Yeah,
have
I
a moment
did.
where you pissed and then went, oh no, what have I just done?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
you had a look on your face like that was 6.
Yeah, I did.
That it was like mum walking in and you masturbating. Then.
Yeah, it
Like,
was.
Oh
Yeah.
god,
You look
they've
like
caught me.
shit. It's never going away.
Yeah.
Jack and Jill, for any of those who've lived on the moon, is Adam Sandler playing Jack, who's a guy who has a twin sister called Jill, who's played by Adam Sandler. It's hilarious.
It's one of the best.
Unfortunately, in I remember in Billy Madison, you could be crazy, he speaks like this, and it was the first time we've ever heard that, and that was funny, you know, with Billy Madison, that was great. What was 1992 or something around that mark, maybe
Yeah.
a bit later.
I'll take that.
then he's kind of took that kind of thing, and then just that's his career now. With one or two little gems maybe in there. I like Big Daddy. There's some moments. It's not
That's
really a
still,
jewel though, is it? It's a 7 out of 10 film.
Honestly, since like 2001, has there been one?
I don't think
Has
so.
it?
But in this, you like bedtime stories. And you always
I
bring
did
that
like
up.
bedtime stories.
When was that?
I will
What
defend
year was
that. I'm
that,
gonna find
Steve?
out.
That was like
That's
because Russell
recent,
Brand was in it, so
2008.
yeah,
8 or 9.
All right. Okay.
relatively recent.
Yeah,
I'll give you that, seeing as I'll never watch it.
But this was painful. It felt like it had no money. It looked like a bad soap opera the way it was filmed. That's not even coming to Sopra.
I don't know. Don't look at me for answers.
It was, and then on top of this, you had. It's like Adam Sandler can't be arsed, and he goes, "People are going to pay for this, so I'm just going to waltz in a dress
Yeah.
and go, skirky breaky doopity," and then everybody laughs. Literally, that was the level of comedy.
I think that was literally one of the lines.
I think it was.
It's lowest common denominator. To say it's lowest common denominator comedy is an offence to the lowest common denominator. It's so embarrassingly bad that it became painful getting through.
But when you find films like that, there's this weird vacuum of anti-comedy that almost threatens to like disturb you as you weirdly laugh at something.
Yeah.
Just out of sheer awkward.
Yeah.
Like, you're going slowly insane.
The weird old lady that we laughed at.
Yeah,
Because it was
'cause I
just
was
completely caught us off guard.
Because I was that like, I don't know what's happening before my eyes. It's horrific.
Is this actually going on?
And then an odd surreal moment really cracked me up
Yeah.
because I think I needed that.
But it's almost like he's
yeah.
took the kernels of what were funny jokes in his earlier work, like a weird character popping up for a second, saying something funny, and it was good, and then he repeated it, and now it's almost like that has become the whole thing. This is basically if the guy who goes, "You can do it, Nicky," if that was his whole film.
And
if
he
that
wasn't in it.
No, but you know what I mean? It's like taking an idiotic character that nobody cares about,
Yeah.
which is just a fucking caricature,
Yeah.
which is in for 4 seconds and
Yeah.
has a quick laugh, and making it an entire hour and a half comedy. Al Pacino, you're a fucking embarrassment for this. You went down about 94 points in my estimation.
How many points was he on before?
94.
Really? You giving him nothing?
They've given him nothing
No.
because we all know, like Robert De Niro's gone and done some ropey comedy and things. And
Well, meet the parents. It's funny.
Meet the fuckers,
it just
meet the little fuckers, yeah.
The Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle is arguably his best film.
And even Bill Murray, he's even gone and done Garfield and things.
Yeah.
He'll put his hands up and things. But this was just Al Pacino, really. And at the end, he kind of makes a comment, say like, "Destroy this," about a joke. And you should.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's probably what he said at the end when making that fucking film.
Yeah.
But anyway, no more on that. I want to see what brilliant film you had to take on the Behemoth, which I actually gave genuinely 1 out of 10.
Yeah.
Jack
Which
and Jill.
you at least get a 2. He played 2 roles. That's very tough. He had to put a dress on for one of them.
I'm sorry.
He did. He did, and he had to get changed really quickly out of that dress again in that one scene. But no, I'll talk about Jack and Jill in a bit. I watched Jack Reacher.
That is not on the same level. You were going all big. You were like,
No.
you think that's one?
No, I'm not. I'm not playing to win. I'm playing to. This was just awful.
You just got an axe to.
It was just.
I've heard of Jack Reacher, but I don't actually know what it is. I just make the joke every time.
A documentary crew follows Tom Cruise around.
Yeah. No, it's far too long, and. The kind of sort of thrillery type thing they do like that. He's an espionage. He's a secret agent. Oh, they're hunting down this sniper killer, and they get him in to track him down because he's the best, and he's been trained in the military and all that kind of stuff. Nice idea, right? Cool. Okay, it's a book. All right. So you imagine you've got quite a big book. You got to do a screenplay. You got to edit it. Keep the cool shit. Keep it pacey. Keep it good. Fucking hell. They could have cut an hour out of this film and it would have been marginally okay. Tom Cruise looked bored shitless. The rest of the cast looked bored, like they didn't want to be there. It was just terrible. And you know how, I think I said to Leon when we were watching it, you know how you've got a book and you adapt it into a film.
For reference to the listeners, who's Leon?
Oh, Leon, friend Leon. Sorry.
Oh, friend Leon. Oh,
Friend
you should
Leon.
have said friend Leon.
Friend Leon. He's a friend Leon. So, yeah, watching it with the friend Leon. And he's now called the Friend Leon. It's the body of a lion, the head of a man.
Half friend, half lion.
Raw.
All man. So it should have been half lion, half man, all friend.
Oh.
That's what it should have been. 'Cause that's
You're just
sweet.
improving on everything.
Yeah.
It's
Damn
Adam
you.
Sandler's new film.
Yeah. Coming 2050.
You got any zebras for me? Raw!
Oh,
You can do it, friend Leon. Roll his fucking head up.
oh, but yeah,
Can we quickly copyright that?
we can. TM.
Get on the internet quick while we're talking.
Do it, go. Patent
Do
it.
it.
But yeah, so you get a book and you get 3 or 4 pages of description about how somebody looks at somebody and the description of the room. It's like they just filmed that. Tom Cruise looked over, he raised an eyebrow. It paused for 3 or 4 minutes and no one really said anything as the camera panned slowly across the room for no reason. Didn't add anything to the film, there was no need for it to be there. It was just really badly directed. It was awful. It was so boring. But we couldn't turn it off because it's like, at some point this is going to get better. And there was a really good car chase scene.
Yeah.
I'll give it that. Great car chase scene. Really well done. But that was almost, felt like it was chucked in to wake you up.
Yeah.
So fucking boring. Like I say, even they looked bored. It was just shit, and we stuck with it to see if it got better. It didn't, and I'm glad we stuck with it to bring it as a decommend so other people don't have to watch it because it was terrible. And I'm not
Are you
going
gonna
up
watch
against
its sequel?
Jack and Jill, but fucking hell, there's another one.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's a series of books, isn't it? So yeah, I get no.
There wasn't a rule there.
What? No, awful.
I've heard it's a bit of like popcorn fluff. All right.
Yeah, no.
Well, Steve normally goes for that kind of
I
stuff,
do.
and he did.
Terrible. I think. What did I give it? Dull out of 10. I didn't even
Dull out
give
of
it.
10?
Yeah, I didn't. I couldn't even score it. It didn't. It did a car chase. I'll give it 2 out of 10.
So, Scott, what
Scott.
Jack film are you bringing to the command?
I brought Jack from Robin Hood.
Oh, wouldn't that be brilliant?
I didn't even twig. Oh God.
Oh no, it's gonna have to be a really reluctant one. But I loved this film.
I knew what I was going for.
I don't want to. Don't make me.
Can
I not do one? This was what I want. Can I swap my recommend and my recommend? I watched Rumplestiltskeeen.
Rumplestiltskeeen?
It was awesome. Rumplestiltskeeen was awesome.
Decommend.
We watched it together
We
after
did.
Jack and Jill.
We did.
And
Would you think it was made better because we watched?
Oh, I don't doubt that.
Yeah.
Like it was 10 times better because we watched it together. But I thought it was fabulous. It really amused me. I think it's awesome.
And now for the bad points.
It's the exact sort of trash film I like to watch with my friends.
It's the modern telling of Rumpelstiltskin, isn't
Yeah.
it? He comes to future times and tries to get a baby, and basically we follow him and stupid things happen.
Yeah, he's hunting a mother for her baby because he wants the baby's soul. And she learns his name very early on, but won't say it.
I liked it when he decided that he would run away from the tanker driven by Rumpelstiltskin in his little buggy.
Yeah.
And then just rolled down the hill backwards going, oh no!
I just love when Rumpelstiltskin gets on a motorbike and puts his glasses on.
Yeah.
It had me then.
I think this film is on UK Netflix at the moment.
Yes.
Do watch it, it's great fun.
Yes.
But
Watch it.
why would, if there's any negative points, if you had to find any...
It was brief.
Mm-hmm.
I could have done with more Rumpelstiltskin. He's only in 2/3 of the film. It was,
It's quite 90s.
It was. It could do with a modern reboot in the exact same tone and style and actors.
Grounding it in reality, the scene with the tanker and the small
Yeah.
buggy, with the distances between those two, I wasn't buying
There's
that.
no merchandise to buy a small green rock of the Rumpelstiltskin.
That you can cry on
That
and
I
make
can
wishes.
cry on and
Yeah.
make wishes and let it come to life. That's a negative.
Oh.
It's tough.
It's a tough one.
Sometimes, some weeks it's just really tough, isn't it?
So
Yeah.
I guess I'll start. I don't have to vote for Jack and Jill because I can't. I've got to vote for Jack Reacher or Rumplestiltskeeen.
Can you explain why you feel you have to say it like that?
Because that's how you say it. You've got to say it in a...
Why? Why have you got to say it like that?
It comes back to Adam Sandler.
See?
Yeah.
He's
Full
touched
circle.
all our lives.
He has in Big Daddy. He goes to a little kid. He says, "Do you know what's good? Rum." And the little kid goes, "What's rum? What do you think it is?" And he goes, "Rumplestiltskeeen." And then it goes like that. But then it's kind of evolved over the years,
Yeah.
like when you quote a film, to become more and more stupid. And it's just
To
more
the
amusing.
point, like in your head, he goes Rumpelstiltskin. When he probably just says Rumpelstiltskin.
Rumpelstiltskeeen. I think he does just say Rumpelstiltskin in a New York accent. This little kid.
But you've turned it.
Rumpelstiltskin.
But you've turned it into this big, weird way to say it.
And it was like an echo of Rumpelstiltskin going around the room
It
whenever
was.
he. And Scott was just like, "Why?"
Why is this happening?
Rumplestiltskeeen. Honestly, I really enjoyed Rumplestiltskeeen. It was a great. I mean, it lacked a bit of. It could have gone a bit further with the gore things. It could have this, that, and the other. But it was just a stupid throwaway. Kind of, why on earth was this made? I don't really mind. It's so silly. Kind of film. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I can't complain. Exactly what I wanted at that moment.
Yeah.
To sit with my friends watching a bad film after a nice meal. It was good. I enjoyed it. So I can't decommend Rumplestiltskeeen. But I can decommend Jack Reacher because I didn't really know very much about it. It sounds like it wasn't brilliant, and I don't really like spy-y, espionage-y films anyway. That's a very generic sweep of that kind of thing, but it really has to get me. It's like gangster films. It really has to hit the note right for me to really.
You have
enjoy
nothing
it.
against them.
No,
you
it's
just don't gravitate.
And if that's these popcorn munchery taken-y thingy-majiggers, I'm not really into them. I don't know if it's like Taken. I'm just making an
He's
assumption.
more of a hard-ass detective, isn't he? Plays by his own rules, because that's not been done.
So I'll go for Jack Reacher.
Never.
It's never been done.
Never been done.
So Steve, you
Yeah.
have Jack and Jill and Rumplestiltskeeen.
Rumpelstiltskin was highly entertaining. It was exactly what we needed. I agree the gore could have gone. It did feel a bit PG-13 at times. They could have ramped up the gore a bit, but maybe they didn't have the budget, so they did what they did with the budget they had, and it worked, and it was entertaining. It was great to watch with all of us, and it was just Rumpelstiltskin going around. It was
I was
Going around
watching
the room.
a program in America because I'm American. Because I just live in America.
Yeah.
And their adverts are really like, "No, it's an advert, and now it's over." And they always make me laugh. But they did one for Insidious 3, the Laugh Chapter, and he went, "You will get the scare of your life." Rated PG-13. And I just go, it always really undermines it.
Yeah. Oh. Although, like you said the other week, that poltergeist, the bus went past this morning with that poltergeist clown picture on.
freaky.
It's fucking terrifying.
Yeah, imagine that
I
outside.
can't wait to watch. Yeah,
Kids film.
Can't wait to see it.
Yeah,
But I digress. I'm putting it off because Jack and Jill.
went up the hill.
It did.
To get a
Pail
of water?
of water. Jack fell down.
broke his
crown.
Crown.
And now he's
spine.
got a Netflix deal for 4
Yeah.
pictures.
Six.
Jesus Christ.
6 pictures. Netflix have paid this man to make 6.
To be honest, it's like ironic because it sounds like Jill fell down and broke a crown. To be honest, isn't it?
I will say, I'll start off by saying, if I'm going to compare it to That's My Boy, which I watched, it was slightly better because it didn't have Andy Samberg
Wow.
in, and I really like Andy Samberg, and that ruined.
So it was better
for me.
because it
It
had an
didn't
actor.
have a person.
No.
That makes no sense.
because- so That's My Boy.
You were more disappointed.
I was more
by
disappointed because I
Kashuba.
like Andy
I see,
Samberg,
I'm with you.
and I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry, which was the other film I was trying to think of.
Oh
which I
wow.
just looked up.
Okay.
I really liked that as well. I thought that was funny. And
Really?
the guy holds him up, and he's less Adam Sandler-y in that. And I thought, and maybe Andy Samberg will have a big role in this, and it was
Isn't it
Adam
a bit-
Sandler in the background.
I was scared that was a bit homophobic.
It's watchable, but I do cringe a bit at some of the because it does feel a bit like an 8-year-old
not seen
boy
it
has
for
written
years.
things about gay people.
Right, I ain't seen it for years, but it.
So
yeah.
it's just a bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's about 5 probably in my book. But
I haven't seen it for years.
Still
It's
around,
about that,
I'll
5
never
or
watch
6.
And if I do, something's gonna miss.
Yeah.
Something's gonna.
Well, we thought that about Jack and Jill.
Yeah, you know what? I used to say
listening
that.
to the podcast a couple of weeks ago. You're going Adam Sandler. We had this big debate with Adam Sandler. We've all sat collectively and watched Jack and Jill.
It's funny how you weirdly talk yourself into things.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, okay, Jack and Jill. It made me laugh. It was, I don't know, frame of mind at the time. You guys, the wine, the tiredness, but it was the complete stupidity of some of the scenes. Like Scott said, "Why the fuck is this happening? What?" And just laughing at the
Oh God! Your 6 laugh rule, Steve. I don't think you can
Mark
defend it.
Kermode. I might email him and tell him.
I don't think you can. You're allowed to.
So
We enjoyed
it made me laugh, and it was, again, like I always say, it's the mood you're in and the environment, and actually it was the environment. We were being silly, we'd put it on, and I laughed at the obscure weird shit, but then Pacino showing up,
Which one was the obscure weird shit?
the old lady, and
Be more specific.
the creepy old lady face, she kept popping up.
Which film?
Really weird, in Jack and Jill. But yeah, so
Oh yeah, she made me laugh.
she was just
Why
funny.
are they giving her chilies?
I don't know. Exactly.
Still abusive. It doesn't make sense.
It's a weird old lady and they just feed chilies and it's completely out of context.
It doesn't.
Oh
I
dear.
don't know.
But yeah, so
What was that scene about?
I have no idea.
What was happening?
I haven't got a clue. Anyone else that's seen it, let us know if you know what that scene
I
was
think
about.
I had a delirious hallucinogenic.
No, you didn't.
You were loving it. You were
'Cause I
loving
saw
it.
it.
That was the best bit of
That
film.
set you off.
I can't recommend it.
So yeah, it was an Adam Sandler. Oh god, this is terrible. But then when Pacino showed up, it's like, what? Really? Pacino's actually going to be in this because they mentioned.
Oh yeah. Ooh-ah.
Yeah, it was just no. And I think his, like you said, his poignant bit at the end. Don't let anyone ever or burn this. No one can ever see this. I think that was probably an actual production meeting they had. They just hid a camera. We'll keep that in. Yeah, terrible. Don't watch it.
So Scott, you can finish this off. You're jacking off. You've got Jack Reacher and Jack and Jill.
Jackety
Jack.
Jack Reacher. I've largely heard okay things. I would not treat it as anything more than I imagine it is. And I imagine it'll be a passable hour and a bit.
It's 2 hours,
Is it?
40 minutes.
I thought it'd be like an hour and a half.
2 hours 20 or 2 hours 40.
Really?
Yeah, it goes on forever.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I thought it'd be a casual watch
No,
one day. Where
That's what we thought when we put it on.
But still, I can't help but think it's possible I could like it. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah.
There's always that
Yeah.
room for like subjectivity to play.
Yeah, definitely.
Whereas Jack and Jill I did watch, and I think it's an objective fact that it's terrible. But Steve loves it. So can I decomment something that Steve adored? Yeah, when you laugh that much at the film, could I do that to him?
Can you decommend a film I've given 2 out of 10? I don't know.
You laughed more than you've given it points. I don't think that's fair.
Should be a point for a laugh.
A point
No.
a laugh. Get a
6
point
out
for
of
a
10.
laugh.
No way.
6 out of 10.
No way.
Point for a laugh.
No chance. 2 out of 10. 2 because it made me laugh.
You know,
And it lost.
I think he left the room a couple of times to have a good old giggle on the stairs.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
he like just let it all out. Didn't he?
Yeah. Guys, just pause it. I'll be back in 20 minutes.
There's no suspense. There's no. We can joke all we like about how Steve
Yeah.
obviously loves it, but like
You laugh. It's still going.
it was just the chilies.
See? Scott loves it.
It's not
This is why he's delaying decommending it. He's putting it off. Going, let's put all the blame
It's
on
clearly
Steve.
it was only a matter of time till it came up and won. Some people are like honorary champions, aren't they? They're champions elect. The decommended elects, waiting to be watched, aren't they? And Jack and Jill was always one of them. So it's Jack and Jill. Sorry, Steve.
It's time for the news. It's my turn. So, British actor Will Poulter, the Maze Runner and We're the Millers, has been cast in the remake of Stephen King's It as Pennywise the Clown.
Is it a remake if it's an adaptation from a book?
No.
True.
Well, it's No.
adaptation of
Reimagining.
a new readaptation of his book.
A new adaptation of his book. Apparently, the remake
WGS pedantry there.
Apparently, the remake has received the blessing of Stephen King, and like the first one, will be split into 2 films because the book is in 2 parts. It's 900 and odd pages, so they're going to split it. But Will Poulter following in Tim Curry's footsteps.
Someone's got to do it.
Someone's got to do it.
I remember he really made me laugh in a TV series I was determined I would not enjoy, which was School of Comedy. Is that what it's called?
I remember that.
It was terrible. It was bad, but he was a highlight, and he made me laugh once because he barged in on an OCD sufferers meeting, and he was like taking the piss, and then he went, "Oh, I've got to turn the light off 4 times because my family might die," and it just got me. And I was like, "Damn that kid! I'll remember him forever."
It's good in Son of Rambo.
I wasn't a huge fan of Son of Rambo, but I do think he's got enough talent in him to do stuff. But otherwise, it's a big shoes to fill.
It is. Beep beep.
Clown humour.
But yeah,
I'm genuinely looking forward to it. It makes me want to watch the original again, which I haven't seen for years.
I love Tim Curry to death, and when there's only one interpretation of something, it's easy to gravitate towards it and consider it definitive. But nothing's definitive.
No.
Really. And I'd like a cool, updated reimagining of it.
Except Back to the Future, that's definitive. You can never know.
Well, it is, because it was created by Robert Zemeckis.
Apart from that.
So it should be his, and it should be his film, and never touched.
Exactly.
Hollywood.
Just saying.
I'll be down to clown. Down to clown.
Hey. From The Office to Middle Earth, now Martin Freeman has joined the cast of Captain America Civil War. Little is known about his role, but the film is scheduled for release on May 6, 2016, so I'm sure we'll find out before then.
He's Spider-Man.
Oh.
It's clearly Spider-Man.
Oh, okay.
Little Spider-Man to come and go.
Oh.
Hello.
Hi.
Uncle Ben died again.
Where'd you then?
I was actually very disappointed that the tweet I put out on the Weekly Geek Speak Twitter, you didn't rise to it.
I didn't.
I was disappointed in you.
What did you put?
I put a little picture of it. It's saying that he'd been cast, and one of the main deciding factors in doing it was to annoy Jazz Pirate, and then a picture of him with his rods up in The Hobbit.
You did.
What started your weird feud with Martin Freeman?
I was saying this yesterday when I was writing the news. I think it's become one of those things. I didn't like him in The Office. I've seen him in a couple of things, and seemingly he plays a similar character in everything, and that's fine. But then it's just become this bigger, like with Jurassic Park became, I hate it. I think it's just snowballed into, I'm not a fan of him.
Watson in Sherlock's not the same as Tim from The Office.
What he does, and I'm just not a fan of him. And it's nothing personal, it's nothing specific. There's certain actors and actresses and people
personal.
that you're not keen on, and he's one of them.
Seems personal to me.
Yeah. Maybe it is. There's something deep rooted. I don't know. Put me under. And
I think someone wore a Martin Freeman mask and did something to you.
Shh. Moving on.
Yeah, we don't know who he is. Cool.
It might be something to do with the government side of it, and they go with that angle.
Okay.
Maybe, or something Black Panther related, or
maybe.
You know, it'll be more than in just this, I imagine. But I don't know what he is. He's not a spandex person of interest.
Okay.
I'll put it that way.
He's not a case.
He'd be a great Spider-Man, though. I'd do that just to fuck with people.
Yeah.
A middle-aged British Spider-Man.
Yeah.
We made you like a tree and a raccoon, and now Tim from The Office is Spider-Man. Whip, 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 whip. Ooh, I put this in jelly, Electro. Whip, whip. Do it.
Do it.
Do it now.
Do it now! Kevin Smith has revealed that Mallrats 2 will be titled Mallbrats. He posted on Facebook a picture of the screenplay cover along with 20 years in the making, 113 pages full of old friends, new jokes, and a bloody battle with Stanley. This is for you, Jim. Wish you were here. Jim Jacks, who produced the original film and was pushing for Mallrats 2 for a long while, passed away.
Is it going to be their children then going to the mall?
I don't know what to make of that. Mallbrats.
It sounds that way to me. Like the next gen.
Possibly.
At the mall. Sort of
I can't say I'm feverishly excited for this film, but we'll see.
I think I watch anything Kevin Smith does.
Same here, but I'm not.
No, I'm not jumping out of my seat.
It's really odd, Kevin Smith, because you could count the number of good films on a couple of fingers, possibly, if you're being generous, even. But there is a weird watchable quality, and you weirdly want to watch his films, and you weirdly want them to be good, and you weirdly want to like them.
But so many times he's gone. You bump into him the next day, and you're going, "How's that going?" You go, "Oh, I didn't do it in the end. I talked myself out of it." And I'm half expecting those three to go. I didn't do it. I started to doubt myself.
Yeah.
It sounds like he's full steam ahead.
Yeah.
I mean, will it be good? Probably not. Will I watch it? Yes. Does he win? Yes.
Like he said, it's full of old friends, new jokes, and it's got a bloody battle with Stanley.
If he has fun making it, and I don't resent watching it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Amen to that, I think.
Yeah. And I think, the fun will come through in that. But,
it's like you want to feel protective and sacred of those films, but then when you actually do look at them, they're not that great to keep sacred of anyway.
Yeah. There's a weird... I don't know what it is. I think part of it as well, because from a time Kevin Smith was kind of one of the only people doing that sort of thing, but now it's very in vogue. Everyone's a geek, everyone talks that way, all comedies have that aspects to them, so he doesn't seem that special anymore. But part of you is like, but Kevin Smith paved the way a lot of this. You know.
He was a trailblazer. Once Tomorrowland has been unleashed on the world, director Brad Bird will move back into the animated movies with... The Incredibles 2. He said there's loads of ideas he didn't get to explore in the first movie and has some new ones and has a bunch of script pages already, and he's looking forward to working on it.
I mean, if you're going to sequelise anything Pixar, it's the obvious one to do. I can't believe it even sat this long.
And nowadays, especially with the world going insane for superheroes, it's come at the right time.
Yeah, and I mean, we had Big Hero 6, which is Disney and similar ilk and stuff like that. But people are fond of I still see incredible stuff all over the place. Pixar merch everything, and I like the first one. I'm pleased with this.
Definitely.
If they have to sequelise anything, that's what I'd go to with anticipation. Everything else would be a bit like, do we need to find Nemo again?
It's got lost again.
What F? What does that even mean? So
yeah. We got a video teaser of the new Batmobile that was hot on the heels of the Batman Superman teaser. It's got a huge machine gun on the front, but no detachable Batbike. Was what I've written.
Could have rubber bullets, like in The Dark Knight Returns.
How did you feel about it?
I think it looks okay. It looks a bit skeletal. It feels a bit of a mishmash. But it's not about the Batmobile, is it?
No.
I think, as if you are asking me, it looks absolutely fine. But it's not jumping out as one of my favourites. But I wasn't a big fan of the Tumbler, to be honest. So.
It's like I wasn't a big fan of the Bat from Dark Knight Rises, but I thought it was cool. It's not the Batwing I designed, but it's cool. And it's like Batman himself and his films. I want just as many different interpretations as possible. Run with what you want to do, and I'll like it or I won't, but you'll get another.
Yeah, there'll always be another one.
I do like the fact it's gone back to the longboat form a bit more. The most Tim Burton's were impractical. They couldn't drive around the city if they wanted to.
I still love Tim Burton. It needed a bloody slingshot just to turn, but it was fucking awesome. Better than the phallic one from Batman Forever.
Oh, the
going in tight alleys. It was like, oh, Freud. Calling Mr. Freud.
It couldn't quite get in, so it was reversing and going back in.
Yeah.
And then the engine burst. And all the white engine fluid went overhead.
Oh, yes. You know what? Would have been more subtle than the rest of the film.
Yeah.
I don't get that blown away by his vehicles. Like, in terms of... I really don't care much.
It's just nice to see
I'm all about Batman as a character, really, and his universe rather than his trinkets.
You've mentioned Kevin Smith a lot. To coin Ralph Garman's, Ralph Garman's name from Hollywood Babylon, Pop Scrotum, Justin Bieber, is officially starring in Zoolander 2 after an ass-kicking on Comedy Central roast. He's on a Goodwill tour, and apparently he tweeted something. People weren't sure it was very cryptic, but then Ben Stiller tweeted the same picture and put, "Yep, it's official."
You know, I've got a little guilty pleasure for Carly Rae Jepsen jumping around and having fun. I think her music's throwaway crap that I enjoy, and there's a really great video she brought out of that, really, really, really like you, and then she walks on with, and it's Tom Hanks, and he's miming to it, and it's not brilliantly done, but it's funny. It's Tom Hanks. What's not to love about thanks? You know, it's lovely.
I'm pleased that's catching up.
And then all of a sudden, you're watching it, gets to the end of the video, and they're walking down, and they really, 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 really like each other, and it's wonderful. And then little hooded fella comes in from the back, like from an alleyway, off like a hoodlum with a crack face. And he gets to come and say, "Who's this guy dancing with him?" Pulls his hood down. Justin Bieber just comes in and has a dance around. No focus is ever on him. The camera's never on him. He just appears, and it's almost like he's forced his way in to ruin everyone's fun.
Like photo
And they're like, "Oh, for fuck's sake, why is he here?" You know, that friend that you don't want there.
Yeah.
Oh, who told him?
Yeah, like we do when we try to record and see things.
But he was, I just...
it was there. It was a goal.
It was.
But it was just, the guy, I know it's like popular to take the piss out of him and hate him, but he's one of the most hateable characters that the industry's ever created.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Everything he does.
I don't know if this is unfair because a lot of celebrities do this, but it just seems like he's trying so hard. Yeah. Like he knows he's hated. So he's like, "Look, I'll let people take fun of me. Look, I'm with Ben Stiller. Yeah. I'm okay."
But the problem with these roasts are the people enjoy them, and the fact he's sat there beaming with his little fucking face. No,
and he's lapping up the publicity.
And this is what's Zoolander's going to be the problem. He's going to be sat there grinning as Ben Stiller goes, "Ooh, you knew," and he's going to, "Oh, guys,
I don't know watching those roasts.
I've never seen one.
You can tell the people aren't happy, but they're painting on this. I have a sense of humour. I can make fun of myself. Honest,
I am human. I swear.
From what I've
not
read,
every joke's funny.
No.
And not laughing at it doesn't mean you're annoyed. Sometimes you're just like, "Oh, someone's made fun of my weight previously." Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, if you were being roasted maliciously, you get to that point where it's like, "Yeah, someone did that a few rounds ago." Yeah, but there I was like, "Everyone liked me."
Yeah. Exactly.
So look how self-deprecating I am to put myself in this situation.
It's a pure example of TV taking things too far. For example, Jimmy Fallon's lip sync battles were very funny.
Yeah.
And now they've made a fucking TV show of it, and that to me is taking it too far. It's not funny anymore. No. It's like when they make sketch shows into full-length movies. It's like it doesn't work because it works in a 30-second burst.
Yeah, the people keep taking organic things and then trying to like manufacture something around it. It's like, well, you missed the point of what made it cool.
You missed the boat.
Cool.
Anyway, that was kind of all over the place.
That was an odd one. Well, to bring it back down a little bit, R.I.P. Ellen Albertini Doe, who's better known as the rapping granny in The Wedding Singer.
No, really?
She passed away, but this is I love this story. She passed away aged 101, which is incredible.
Dalmatian.
Yeah. She worked with mimes Marcel Marceau and Jacques Lecoq in Paris. When she got married, she moved to Hollywood, and she set up they ran an acting school. The countless people she must have trained who were out there in the world. And it was only in the 80s when she got old that she hit the big time. She retired, and then in the 80s and 90s she was in everything. Hip hop, hip hop, and you don't stop.
And she had one of those faces you like. I know.
Yeah, she was in Twilight Zone, The Golden Girls, Star Trek: The Next Generation, ER, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and she was in New Girl most recently. But this story it's like but I'd like to bring forth this as a thing. I'd like to get a posthumous entry into the Hall of Fame. We've not done the Hall of Fame in a while, but I figure she has touched that many geeky properties. And you mentioned the Rapping Granny. Everyone sings that song. She's been in all these geeky properties in the 80s and done so many cool things that I think 101, salute her and just, I don't know.
No, can't be done. What's your next news? I'm joking.
Fuck you.
I'm joking. She's a lovely one. Well, we both were really sad to hear she died, even though I probably subconsciously assumed she already had.
Yes.
But because she was fun and seemed lovely, and I knew her about, so I share your wanting to honour her. But no.
Well, I'm going to bring on that. I'm going to get the rest
jo-
of her career on IMDb.
I am
I'll fight
joking.
her
It doesn't
corner.
matter to me.
We'll sneak her in the back door.
I think all that she'll entertain everybody with her rapping and her coolness.
You know what? We do
She can
need-
give them meatballs into their hands.
Yeah.
That's it, that, to give Adam Sandler a little bit of credit. I do like Wedding Singer as well.
I like Wedding
Wedding
Singer. It's
Singer,
one of my
good film.
favourite. It probably is my favourite Adam Sandler.
Yeah,
Probably is.
yeah. So she snuck in the back door. I think
No, we can give her
Ellen
a full
Albertini
entrance.
Dow gets a full.
I just have a weak spot for being inappropriate. I honour her.
I know.
I will honour her with
Thank
you.
you. Hooray! So Ellen Albertini Dow, we salute you. The Muppets have changed their tact a little bit, and they released a trailer which I've watched for a more adult Muppets TV show. That
Excuse me.
throws it out there. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Really?
The behind-the-scenes mockumentary.
Adult, you say?
Yes. Yes. Their behind-the-scenes mockumentary about their lives off stage on the ABC channel, and the
It's
trailer
like
actually
Kermit
looks quite
smoking
funny.
and Miss Piggy's.
Pigs in blankets. Yeah.
It doesn't. Yeah.
Toad in the hole. Yeah.
Hey.
How many Muppet jokes did you say?
Yeah. So there's a trailer out there. It's coming. It's happening.
I saw the trailer. They're doing the tact of The Office, kind of talking to the camera.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Honestly, I'd really watch that.
It looks
think it
pretty
looks
cool.
funny.
I'd really watch
Yeah.
that.
I thought it looked good. It's a great because they kind of tried to. They brought something different with the first movie. They went back to what they used to do and kind of a bit more of a caper,
Yeah.
and it didn't work. And I think they've got to adapt and evolve, and I think that's what the lesson they've learned.
I honestly think the chief audience for the first movie was like people our age and dads and stuff,
Yeah.
dragging the kids going, "You like this? I
Yeah.
love Muppet."
Yeah.
Rather than like kids being like,
Yeah.
"Come
I'm like, why on earth are we watching these felty mups running around?
Felty Mup. So,
So I'm all for that.
oh, it's been a while.
Felty Mup.
Felty Mups.
Felty Mup.
So yeah, I'm all over that.
Miss Piggy has a pair of felty mups.
Yeah.
She's probably about 6 or 7 knowing pigs.
Yeah, she will have.
Anyway,
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Yeah.
I never thought about it. Miss Piggy has 6 nipples.
And Kermit's only little, so he's...
it's like playing
like,
with like an instrument. It's like,
Do you think that's why he's so flailing? He's used to just... it's like flailing his arms.
That's how he motorbikes.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Oh, anyway. Shit.
We go to some places, don't we?
Moving on. The film
That's some
we've-
proper felty mups.
It is. The film we've talked about...
Thank you. Thank you. Skip a beat. That's brilliant.
Right.
go, come on.
So, in light of any Star Wars movie news, the game Battlefront, which looks incredible, features a playable AT-AT, speeder bikes, X-Wings, TIE Fighters, and they've just announced a Millennium Falcon and Snowspeeders. The upcoming EA DICE game released some awesome artwork as well. The game is released on November 20th on PC, PS4 and Xbox One. It looks amazing. It looks everything you'd want from a Star Wars game. You can play all the vehicles and all the...
But we've got
I
to bear in
hope it's
mind
good.
the sketchy past of
I
Star Wars
know,
games.
this
That's
is
what you've
it.
got to keep in your mind.
Yeah. But from what I've seen, yes.
You know. Yeah.
I mean, those things tantalise me.
I mean, it's been-
driving an AT-AT sounds amazing, but it's probably quite a laborious task because
Yeah,
you're ambling
Really
across.
yeah.
It's I mean, I probably won't play it because there's a slew of good Star Wars games I'm not playing. But yes, Star Wars, everything. You can geek it up. You cannot film the market enough with these sort of things.
Cool beans. And lastly, I just wanted to chuck in a little extra story I mentioned last week, the 22 Jump Street crossover, which I was umming and ahhing about. It is going ahead. So 21 Jump Street took aim at reboots. 22 Jump Street targeted sequels. So it makes sense that the next step in the Jump Street franchise will send up the current trend of shared movie universes by having Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum enter the Men in Black universe and investigate aliens.
That sounds awesome. Are you not going to mention Suicide Squad? It was kind of a big deal.
Kind of the biggest deal.
It was kind of a... Steve knows, I'll trust him.
Go
I
on.
thought you were holding it for the end.
No.
Do you know what the news was?
Do you
No.
not even...
The picture was announced of the picture of Suicide Squad.
Oh, okay. Whoops.
You've not seen it?
No, I don't think I
You've
have.
not seen-
I don't know if I have.
Oh my
Wait a
god,
minute.
right. Andrew, talk
Because
talk
it's
us
been
through it.
so long since we've done news, I'd had to trawl back, and those were... Because Because I did news yesterday.
Just shut your mouth.
Just, you're done now. You're done now.
Okay, so Suicide Squad. The full Suicide Squad was announced. Image of all the team lined up.
Right.
Looked awesome. You've got Deadshot without the mask and with the mask. Looked fucking brilliant, I thought.
I'd seen a couple of Harley Quinn on set, but I hadn't seen the full. Ooh.
So that's the full Task
That
Force
looks amazing.
X. And
So
to look at Will Smith in particular.
Oh, wow. That looks amazing.
Because funnily enough,
Okay.
my mate texted me like, "Have you seen the picture?" And then I'm like, "Oh my god, it's right good, isn't it?" And then he went, "One criticism: I wish Will Smith had a mask, but I understand they want to sell it to Will Smith." And I went, "Yeah, so do I." And then he put, "Did you see the second picture?" It made me laugh.
But they all look. I think they look spot on. I mean, there was
Awesome.
complaints that it wasn't. Where's the colours gone? They don't need it. This is a Suicide Squad. It's DC. It's dark. It's
They're meant to be like a Black Ops.
Yeah,
sort of
exactly.
Criminals.
That was the
doing
big
quirky-
criticism of this.
And also-
And Harley Quinn looks spot on.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as I love the original costume, they say there's going to be multiple Harley Quinn costumes in there.
I don't doubt
But I
it.
don't want to see that Jester one particularly, because I don't think it would translate well. Whereas this is kind of a new one, but it's
Yeah.
still got all the elements of like the Arkham ones and things.
It's her without necessarily without being a costume, which is
Yeah,
But
perfect.
the way she
yeah.
looked, I thought Margot Robbie would be good because of her look anyway. But
Yeah.
she is that character. She's not trying to be
does
that
nail
character.
it.
It really feels like it. Deadshot looks awesome. Killer Croc looks better than I thought he would.
Yeah.
Actually,
I've heard people complain about that, going, "He should be a giant fucking lizard."
no. I don't
That's
want
just
that.
the way he's like sort of
Portrayed.
exaggerated
Yeah.
for certain things. But he's originally a circus performer with hardened skin.
Who's this other lady? Who's the
Katana,
other person?
who I didn't know was in it, so I got really excited
Wow.
when I saw her.
And then
Badass.
and then Enchantress, isn't it?
Yeah,
She looks-
I didn't
Captain
even see
Boomerang,
that. Wow.
Rick Flag, Diablo.
So that's who
Slipknot.
Tom Hardy was originally going to play.
Yeah, Rick
Captain
Flag. Yeah.
Flag, yeah.
So yeah, what do you think?
Wow. Yes. I'm
Looks
there.
really good.
It looks amazing.
A lot, but I think that I can't see
Don't pass
how
me
you
by.
can not like that picture if
No.
you're a DC fan, or
like-
even a superhero, because this is something we haven't got. And even the not to make it this, but we know there's problems with the Marvel Universe and their villains. That's been with the comics as well. I personally believe, and the DC Batman, should I say, more in particular. We're finally taking advantage of this brilliant rogues gallery, and we can finally see the ones that don't get the screen time. We've had the big ones, we've had the Jokers, the Penguins, the Riddlers, we've seen them all. This is a chance to see this whole group of
Yeah.
awesome, and look how great that fucking picture looks.
Yeah.
And why I'm really encouraged by this, because obviously people have some reservation about Batman vs Superman. It's going to be very different from what like Marvel's doing, and it'll live or die. There'll be little middle ground with Batman
Yeah.
vs Superman. This is a real dark horse, something Marvel have not really done. Something that DC will always do better, because they've got better villains, and it's something original, interesting, and I think it's going to be really fun, but in a different sort of way.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It won't be all wink, 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 or falls on a tram. I know I always go back to that. It's because it's the worst thing Marvel have done.
What was that?
When falls on a tram, it really.
Yeah. Oh god, I blocked that film from my mind. Don't even bring
It's
it
not
up.
the worst bit. It's when Eric Selvig's running around naked.
Yeah,
and
don't.
fucking-
I've forgotten that film.
Sorry, every time it knows.
But yeah,
yes,
that's
I'm
good.
incredibly encouraged by Suicide Squad. I'm
Yeah.
shocked you didn't see it, but I'm glad
Maybe
you
I did.
know.
I've been that busy and tired. I don't even know what yet.
It was
So I
typical.
probably
We
did.
stopped recording. Biggest news in world.
Yeah,
It'll
probably.
happen. Well, let's guess what's going to happen tomorrow.
It's time for the end of the show, which sometimes lasts longer than the rest of the show.
Has that ever happened?
No, but it
Aw.
sometimes feels that way.
He has gotten the Great Holy Book out.
He had
Got the Holy Book out.
What is the Great Holy Book, Stephen?
It's a book Andrew wrote when he was young with his sister, based on the Goosebumps universe, entitled Bumpy Goose.
The Bumpy Goose Chronicles,
Yes.
I like to call them.
Copyright TM.
So this week we're doing some extreme sports.
Ooh,
Steve.
Cool. Bungee jumping. Elliot King was on holiday in Hendy Park.
You can tell he's maturing as a writer by his names. You could, if I put all the names alongside each
Last
other.
week it was Why Think.
Oh yeah. Well, I remember.
Okay.
Go on.
His sister and dad had gone skydiving. I would really adore to do an active pulse-beating sport, he said to his new friend as they ate breakfast.
Wait, they're only just friends, but they're having breakfast together.
Okay.
Did he stay the night?
Maybe.
Is this a one night
Wait
sort
a minute.
of,
Read between the lines.
Okay.
You know what people do?
Okay. Well, I thought you were going bungee jumping,
That's offensive.
his friend said.
Yeah,
Why
that's
was
fine.
that?
He's just got a speech
It's his
impediment.
new friend.
Okay, say again.
Do the line.
Because you're weird just out of nowhere.
I don't
Slightly off voice. But
You said roll with it. So
Don't let him
he's
put
really
you off.
puff-
Stick with that. That's what you've gone with.
Yes, what a simply marvellous idea. I will arrange for transport straight away, Elliot said. Oh, you're posh, muttered Eric under his breath. Okay, so he is posh.
so,
I felt
I
it.
know you
See,
felt
I
it.
felt
Your
that.
actor instinct. I don't know if people outside of England know what posh is. Could you explain posh?
You know what posh is?
Posh
I don't know if
it originates from port out to starboard home, where people on a boat would be on the port side as the boat went out, so they would get the sun and they'd get the best spot on the boat. And starboard home, because the boat turns around, it's coming the other way. So starboard is where the posh people would go and get all the sun, and the other people would have to put up with the shade. So posh means very well-to-do and rich and very sort of
Proper
and hello,
toffish.
yeah.
I swear I've talked to an American who didn't know what posh meant. But we always assume it's American. You could have a Zambian. we might not know what posh is.
Pardon, Eric, Elliot said. Nothing, Eric said. We'd better be off then, Elliot said. Elliot had a special lift in a stretch limousine. Eric had to go.
Where would it go?
Elliot
down into the.
I think it's a special lift,
Special
as in he
lift
went
and a
on a
stretch.
special lift, as in not a lift into the
Oh, right.
limousine, as he was getting a lift in his special.
Oh, so it wasn't like a 4-story limousine.
With
It wasn't like those lifts they get into the back of the van.
Okay.
I'm just picturing that episode of the IT Group.
Yeah. I mean, because that's as extravagantly posh as it gets, really, isn't it?
Having a lift in your limousine.
Maybe it was. I can't remember.
Oh, Eric had to go on his scooter.
Oh, that's not as swanky, is
Poor
it?
Eric.
It's not as swanky.
It's a limo. Could at least
He's
give
his
him
new
away.
friend. Yeah, he's not giving. Oh,
What a wanker.
You give him breakfast.
well, I
Fair,
suppose.
yeah.
Free food.
He's let him come with him if he has stayed over. He's coming out on his.
I bet he didn't even use the salad fork.
If you were very rich, you'd keep a bit of a divvy with you, wouldn't you?
Well,
Was that a word I wasn't allowed to use?
We're not even rich, Andrew.
Leave him alone.
I was just leaving a
Leave him
pause.
alone.
I was just
You're leaving.
leaving that pause there.
I don't know why I'm so mean to you today. It's just these open goals galore, and I'm like, I have to.
It's fine.
I hear it and I go, I don't
It's
want to do
fine.
it again, but
It's fine.
You're so mean. You're so mean to me.
I love him
fine.
to pieces.
It's all right, Steve. No, just shut your mouth, Steve.
They arrived at Mongi River.
That's offensive.
Mongi River.
Yep. Mongi River. MONGEE. Mongi.
Mongi.
It's just Mongolian root.
Yeah.
Not anything else.
Yeah.
Synonymous with that word.
We could not confirm or deny.
Yippee! Eric shouted, and he jumped off the cliff.
You had fun, innit? If your friend jumped off a cliff, would you see?
Well, Eric's gone. The problem was, he never had his feet tied to a stretchy rope.
Oh, shit.
Oh, Eric.
He's not doing it properly.
What an idiot.
Ridiculous boy.
He'll
said
learn
Elliot.
for next time.
Yeah.
No.
Well, ridiculous boy, said Elliot. I never really did like him. Elliot began to get nervous.
Why?
His
He'd
whole
let someone die.
yeah, the guilt. His whole body shook. Oh dear, I really don't think this is my kind of sport. Horsey polo is better for me.
Horsey polo.
Horsey polo.
Elliot wept.
Horsey polo.
Horsey polo.
Oh, Elliot wept. But it was too late. He was on his way down. Out of the river came a monster and pulled Elliot off his string. The end.
Why is it always suddenly a monster?
Why not?
I love the leering picture.
It's Elliot. There's his little mate
little
Eric
mate
falling
just
off.
falling off into the water.
So there we are.
I like
That's
As extreme as we get.
as extreme as we get, yes. We were told off actually. I met up with our event per Run.
Yeah.
I like that.
She's called the event.
Event for a penguin.
And I've remembered to write it in the shout-outs this time.
And she said we ruined the magic for her when we said that we don't record every week. We were only kidding last week. We do record every week. In fact, we record 4 times a week.
Yeah.
We don't.
You're ruining it.
And you hear the best
Why
bits.
would it ruin the magic?
Because she likes to think we get together weekly and we are actually friends.
No, I hate them.
I hate them all.
God.
Have you tried being around these two?
Have we finished yet? Come on. Fucking hell. Left the oven on. I'm going to leave via the window today. I don't even know how it's going with that.
Okay.
Oh.
You leave your oven on just in case that when you didn't die on the way down, you could just stick your head in it.
Yeah. Quick. I'm home.
Anyway, what time is it, Steve?
It's time for This Week The Geeks Have Spoken. Thank you kindly for all your tweets, interactions.
Honestly, sorry. Did you see the video of someone sneezing while playing a trumpet?
No.
Brilliant.
I did.
It wasn't worth stopping.
I need to.
You on ABH podcast?
I want to see it.
That's where it is from.
Yeah,
Oh, it's brilliant.
Does it make the best noise?
It makes the best noise.
It's just this weird, like, you're just waiting listening to the music. I don't know, I think it's the anticipation weirdly builds it up for no reason.
It, but I can't.
So, can we do this again? And then you do your fanfare with a sneeze trumpet.
Okay, so
See what's great. Tribute to ABH.
Here we go.
What time is it, Steve?
It's time for This Week The Geeks Have Spoken.
But imagine it like awkwardly continues.
I don't know why it amuses me so much.
I think it's that weird childlike, you know something's coming, isn't it?
Yeah, I need to see it.
Like, do you know, like when a kid likes peekaboo, he knows you're there.
Yeah.
He knows you're coming back. But it's the inevitability of it becomes really funny.
Still love that game.
Yeah. Whilst they play peekaboo, thank you kindly for all your tweets and interactions.
Sorry,
Jesus Christ. If your ears are still working after this, thank you for all your tweets.
Why he screamed at my face.
Tweets.
He screamed at my face, Steve.
Professional face.
My face shouldn't be screamed at.
Alright, stop messing around now, Steve. Come on, let's come with it.
Steve, can we just get on with the
God's
shout-outs, you unprofessional?
Fucking hell. No,
Come on.
quite frankly.
You're curtailing us.
Frankly,
You're
no.
being a baby.
We'll start as always with Pete Bushbauer, the king of 3-word reviews.
The king.
The king of 3-word reviews.
In the red corner.
At Popular Outcasts.
No, this is getting close to when Steve wanted to pit listeners against each other in a gladiatorial arena. Like you were some sort of event pro.
Yeah, well, it's happening.
Come on then.
Tweet later on. Nutty Professor, Farts and Fat, 3 out of 10.
In that order.
Yeah, film number 159 on his quest to watch 365 films before the year is out.
Fatulence.
Fatulence. Smiley, Chat Roulette Horror, 2 out of 10. I've seen it go by on Netflix. It looks pretty... Yeah. Mad Max Fury Road, explosive new chapter, 9 out of 10.
I've heard a lot of people
really
say
happy.
it's shamelessly fun action and love it. And
Yeah.
I hope we'll get some kind of form of review of it, hopefully either next week or the week after. But I'm definitely eager to see this
I'd like to
film.
watch that
It's
too.
definitely getting a good reception from what I've heard.
The event pro Freya at Run Roller Run, a pigeon sat on a branch reflecting existence. Absurdist, poignant comedy, 8.5 out of 10.
Can people stop looking out the window? And
It's not a film if you're free review.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, look, I can see this Popular Outcast Dogs, guys. We don't want weather
Yeah,
reports.
that's why I left that one out.
Watch
It's like,
films,
no,
please.
really.
God, I don't go, oh, the number 51 went by again. 8 minutes ago it went by. It's supposed to be every 10 minutes.
That wasn't 3
That's not 3-word review.
No, but this has been angering me. I'm going to write a letter to the council.
Okay.
I have seen a trailer for this one, and it does look incredibly surreal and bizarre, and I really want to watch it. So I'm glad that it's good.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I am intrigued.
I've heard of all the words in the sentence.
Man of many names at Sparky Wright, Willy Wonky this week.
It's like mine.
Yeah. What? May the 4th, Star Wars had to be Empire Strikes Back today. Still my favourite. 8.9652 out of 10. I would agree. It is the best.
Yeah.
I don't trust anyone who says Jedi's better.
Empire.
No,
all the way.
it's not even a conversation, is it? It's just a foregone.
It is.
But who was I talking to? And they made out. I can't remember who it was, but someone made out Empire Strikes Back is the only good Star Wars film, and I was like, well, that's not true.
No,
New Hope's good.
New Hope's brilliant. Jedi's good. It's just if they had the ending that was intended, you know, the originally written one where Han Solo dies and things, and it's not has a teddy bear party.
The teddy bear picnic's awesome, but like, I like the freestand ending, and I love Jedi, but at the very least, you have to give it to two of the films.
Yeah.
Like, I'll half give you a Jedi thing if you have a complex about how it ended. But it's not the only good one, is it? It's the best one, easily. But
Jen at J Tidders watched Birdman. Technically, narratively ambitious. 7 out of 10.
yeah,
I think that's
Still
spot
haven't
on.
seen it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Big Hero 6 action comedy emotion. 8 out of 10.
yeah, well, yeah.
Has all three of those
It
things.
does,
It does. It just lacks for me for being a bit normal.
It's just shy of being anything remarkable.
It's a this is a real it's a bit of a shame for me.
Right.
Lots of people are loving it. I'm getting a lot of high reviews constantly, but I just think it's lacking something, and I can't quite. I think it's just because it's samey.
It's got all the key ingredients for a great Disney film, but they've created a Captain Baymax who's so lovable you want to love the entire
Brilliant.
film.
It was absolutely
But it just lacks a little je ne sais quoi to make it like, oh, Disney have done it again, Frozen and this, oh, the back, baby. It's just a bit of a, that was good.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
But it's still
Maybe
fine.
it's
It's
a-
still.
I just-
I'll still buy a little Baymax and go, I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Okay.
But
It's almost like they went. We've got this like textbook story. Let's put a Wall-E thingy in it that everyone will love.
Okay.
I still like going.
Yeah.
I
great-
want
great
to
film.
see it.
We out context, Steve. That doesn't.
I know, but
But
watch it. And she saw St Vincent. Wonderful St Bill. 8 out of 10.
I really wanted to watch that.
Yeah,
this
same.
Good old Muzzer.
Yes,
Murray.
Murray. Still doing his thing. Event Freya watched Bicentennial Man. Lasted
Bicentennial.
4 centuries. 3.5 out of 10. I've never seen
Right, I
it.
remember. It's really incredibly over sentimental.
It's another Robin Williams one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Overly
Robin Williams
sentimental.
doing the Robin Williams
Right.
thing.
When Robin Williams goes sentimental, they happen to be like, you overdose on it, don't you?
You could put that, Patch Adams and Jack in a box and go, look, there's a box
Can
set
you
of
imagine
over
that
sentimental.
day?
Right, yeah.
You'd be like the most cynical bastard, possibly. Yeah. You'd be all sentimental, wouldn't you?
You would. Sci-Fi are releasing Sharktopus versus Whale Wolf, and Pip Mason at Housebroken Geek
Sorry,
said,
Whale
so,
Wolf.
is that a whale that was bitten by a werewolf or a wolf bitten by a whale? I'm confused.
No, well, it's not a whale.
Yeah,
It's a whale wolf, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's a whale bitten by a... It's a wolf. Which one is it then?
No, but like if
It's a crossbreed, rather
Yeah.
yeah, it's a hybrid. Because if it was a whale bitten by a wolf, it'd be a no, that'd be a man who
I think
turns
that's
into
what
a
I
whale.
replied.
wouldn't it?
Is it a whale? Were-whale? It's
Well-
not that, and it's not a...
Well,
It's a wolf whale.
It's a wolf
Well,
a
whale.
werewolf.
Well,
Does it live on land or does it both? Is it
well,
in
it's
the
a
sea?
whale.
Yeah. So it's, yeah.
Are you sure
gonna be
it's a
weird.
whale wolf, not a Wales wolf?
A Welsh wolf.
Because they have a lot of food there.
We've solved it.
Yeah.
Well, either way, we're gonna have a whale of a time.
Yeah, we will. I had to throw his extra through a review in the wrong place, but Pete watched Bushbow Popular Outcast watched Eurotrip just for the review. Scotty doesn't know. 4
Scotty
out of 10.
doesn't know that Fiona and me get a better. Someone
There
at
we go.
work sings it to me literally every time I see them. Do you know, like that office joke that should have died?
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'm called
You just
Scott. So
smile
you,
and nod.
you've had the beam me up, Scott. Say you've never had that. I've never had that, but apparently every time I see someone going, Scotty doesn't know. That's the only reason I know the song.
Yeah. That's why I thought I'd chuck in the extra,
every single
extra
time.
one to get
And
him
I want to
singing.
stop her going, I do know. Fuck off.
So if you're listening, moving on.
And there's a better reference. Because Scott's Beam Me Up Scotty's much better.
There's a lot of references you could do with Scott.
Don't have a better house. Scotty, Beam Me Up Scotty. It's been a tough day.
Yeah.
Not some awful 90s, was it 90s? I think it was early 90s actually.
Early 90s.
But some very
In
forgettable
Michelle.
teen movie that...
It was the film there,
Yeah, it was like a-
Buffy's sister, Michelle Trachtenberg or whatever,
Right.
was suddenly like a teenager
Okay.
in a bikini, and you're like, you didn't know how to feel.
Okay. While Scott debates his feelings,
Scotty doesn't know.
Scotty doesn't know.
I do not know how to feel.
Last week's
I remember us having at the Spy.
Oh, God. I'm trying so hard this week, you bastard.
So wading through tree.
It is, it really is. Is this what being awake and alert is like?
No.
Shit, I'm just going to come tired and just not with it and forget how to words. It's far more exciting.
Forget how to win.
Scott has a lot to say.
Oh, God.
She was Harriet the Spy, wasn't she?
I don't know.
I think she was.
Tweet in.
She was somewhat along those lines.
Right, goes.
Which is why I didn't know
Last
how to
week's
feel.
episode, Bale versus Rockwell. Fuck's sake. See what I have to put up with? Do you see?
I'm trying to help
I
you.
know you
I'm
are.
trying
I'm
to help
desperately
you.
trying
You're
to keep.
not
I'm trying to
helping
keep. I'm looking at the microphone. I'm just
I
ignoring.
just wanted you to know.
I'm just ignoring. I'm glad you know. Scott's realised that he does know.
There comes a
It
time.
was Harriet the Spy.
It was Harriet the Spy. Yeah. We I used my Google Glass to look it up. Bale versus Rockwell last week. But at Popular Outcast said he would have clashed it this way. So, book adaptations: American Psycho versus Choke, the indie spotlight Moon versus The Machinist, shitty sequels Iron Man 2 versus Terminator Salvation, which we did, early rolls Empire of the Sun versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
That was on a short list.
and period pieces Green Mile versus Newsies or American Hustle.
Yeah.
And said still think Rockwell would win, so well done.
Yeah, it's quite fun for people to compile their own. I've had people do it before. I'd even love if someone actually did it for me. So I didn't have to do it. But the first time I'd done it, it was really impressive interlock system where you could have almost like a Goosebumps choose your own adventure about the pairing, where some of them might have happened and stuff. It was really good, and I'm gutted I lost that sheet, so I had to hurriedly do it in 2 minutes.
You found that book for Scott, didn't you?
I did find the book.
Is it the
Was
Mass
that the right
Mutant?
one?
The premise, because Dan's shown me another book,
Okay.
which is also got a mutant and is in a comic book shop, and they're both different. So I'm confused. But neither look like the front cover of the book I have in my head. But I think yours is closer to what I remember, the Mass Mutant. But I need to read it, probably.
Yeah.
I need to read it.
We'll get it. We'll get it for you. Cosplay Mag at cosplay_mag, cosplaymag.com. Thank you for all the retweets from the South Yorkshire Comic Con. Just appeared on our timeline. All the retweets from a few weeks ago. Lots of favourites and retweets from you guys. So thank you for that, for liking our pictures. But yeah.
Also, on a similar note, there is a Geek meetup in Sheffield. I can't remember the date exactly.
It's soon, because I wanted to go. Is it
June? Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just basically geeks in Sheffield or the local area getting together, meeting the train station and having some fun. It's done by a cosplay society, I
Who
believe.
pointed it out now? I always want to call him Page 303. What's he called?
Yeah, he's
Mr. Page 303.
Yeah, Mr. Page 303.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's worth checking out. Hopefully we'll get down and
Yeah.
be involved.
Sounded really lovely idea and cool. I hope we're available.
Yeah.
We've got some more cons
Does
lined
sound
up,
good.
haven't we?
We have. Ace Heartbreaker at Madam Vortex sent us a really cool picture of a Dalek at a polling station. Thank you for that. That was really cool.
Cameron's Britain.
Yeah, Cameron's Britain.
Tories just stand out these days, don't they?
I am your Tory representative. Who are you voting for today? That is the wrong answer.
Exterminate the NHS!
Exterminate nurses, teachers.
Exterminate the welfare state!
How much money do you have? You're not allowed to vote.
That's how shit's going down.
We made a pledge to never talk about politics or religion. Keep all that in there.
So, Batman vs Superman, the Triple X parody is happening. Beck's Arbitrary Genius, of course it is.
Of course it is.
It's out this year as well, before the movie.
They've added new characters.
Have they?
Somebody knows.
Apparently Batgirl's in it, and Supergirl's in it, and Wonder Woman obviously is in it, but
Yeah.
Poison Ivy was in it as well.
Okay.
That was on. I thought it's Batman and Superman would hook up. It's a porn film about them fighting and they should have sex.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I want to see it. I'm just saying for plot reasons.
For plot reasons.
Is it like the ultimate submission thing where they fight and then the person who finishes on top finishes on top?
Maybe.
I have never, never watched the Dark Knight trilogy.
Dark Knight
Trilogy.
But I imagine in these sort of parodies, they would loosely follow the plot and just interject sex where there would have been fights or confrontation. So,
Directed by Christopher Hardon.
That's not even what is that even playing on?
I don't know.
We better go with Christopher Nolan.
That's like was it directed by Steven Spiel Erection?
Fuck you.
We're now 90 minutes into the show.
We are. There are only a couple
It
more.
was directed by Martin Scorpius.
I like that one.
Steve hates me today.
Oh dear.
Which is a shame because I love him.
No, I don't. I'm just trying to. I'm not rising to it.
You're nearly at the end.
I'm not rising to it. Robbie Polanco, superfan.
That's not
At
what
Robbie
Batman
_Polanco.
Robbie Polanco, that was.
Superfan. At Hey It's Ant and Scott. Thanks for your thoughts on Ultron. I'm dying to see it.
You saw it again. What did you think on a second viewing?
On a second viewing, it plays a bit better. I like a lot of its ideas and some of the...
Peace, man.
Why are you piecing me, Steve?
2 more tweets.
Okay. Thanks.
So do one of the boxing round people holding up the thing. 2 more tweets.
It was almost like you were ushering me out, like 2 more minutes, Scott.
Come on. Say your piece. Fuck off. What?
It was really odd, that basically, to go back to what I was saying, it was very similar to the first time I watched it. I appreciate some of its complexities more, and some of its things it tried to do. I still think it's a bit of a mess, and I still hate the things I hate. They've obviously hacked away at Thor's thing. Hulk might as well not be in it. He gets no moment you feel he should get, and Banner and Black Widow feels so incredibly forced, and there's a horrible melodramatic moment in that house that really upsets me every time. It annoys the crap out of me. But going by his interviews and stuff I've heard from Whedon, it sounded like he really fought to try and make the film he wanted to make in the sea of everything he had to do, and they're a fucking minefield trying to put together these films. So I think it's good, and I think there's a lot of good stuff going on. I just think it's just a bit of a mess and lets itself down in a couple of places.
Do you think Marvel can learn a lesson from this, or
A little
they
bit,
won't?
yeah. I think they should let filmmakers do what they want and think of the universe second.
I did read the director's cut was 3.5 hours, and they had to cut a lot out, which is why some of the bits might not make sense because there's a whole hour missing,
Yeah,
which he'd filmed and put in.
it feels
and
less
no.
joyous and a bit more calculated, and I don't like it. It's a bit much for me.
Bex at Arbitrary Genius re-Mortified, the film that I recommended. I did so many terrible things as a kid. When I was telling my husband about them, he called me a delinquent.
Oh dear.
Oh, that's bad.
So yeah,
That's bad.
What was the film called again, Steve?
Mortified.
Is it just Mortified?
Yeah.
You were right.
Not Mortified Nation.
The Mortified Nation UK is the one that's coming to the nation. The podcast is called Mortified, the podcast.
Okay.
Yeah. And the last week, Jen at JTidders, thanks for the weekly Geek Speak selfie in Portland, said, I lolled on the bus again, but this time next to bemused Americans. She was on the Greyhound laughing
Why
at
is
our
everyone
podcast.
laughing at me? Why? What was this?
Did you read
Sounds
between
like
the lines there?
That's true.
Anyway, thank you so much for listening.
Thank you kindly.
Let us know what you think of any of the subjects we talked about today. We'll be back next week when we'll be talking urban legends.
We will.
We'll be talking anime. We will be talking, hopefully, to Mark finally after 900 years. And we will be lifting Steve's shirt off. This is all coming up. You can subscribe on iTunes.
Lifter.
Stitcher. Spreaker. So he doesn't just do it to you. You're spoiling it for next
sorry.
week. You're spoiling it.
What an odd insult, shirtlifter used to. We all lift shirt.
We do. Everyone lifts
We
their
all
shirt.
do. If anything, that should bring us together. We're all shirtlifters.
Yeah.
And if anything, when I run, it makes me easier to run. So.